Yeah, well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to All In Sports coverage of Match of the Round in Round 3. My name's Neil Smith, and we have the privilege today to be at McDonalds Park, whereby the Wagga Kangaroos are taking on the Gundagai Tigers. Both sides have got good form coming into the game, and it should be an excellent fixture that we have here this afternoon. We are just waiting for the teams to come onto the paddock, and we'll then be having a minute's silence for the ode for Anzac Day. In the meantime, mate, I'll introduce my co-commentator and the bloke who took over from the squealing assassin last week, Juicy. David, welcome back to the broadcast, mate. We should have a good game of football.
Yeah, thanks, Smithy. It should be I'm really looking forward to this match, actually. I haven't seen much of the Gundagai Tigers because a lot of changes to their side, but their forward pack is as intimidating as ever, where you've got Field and BERKREY up front and locked off by Royce TOUT, so that's going to be very interesting. Battle of the halves, it's going to be interesting to see how Derek Hay and Will Herring can line up against probably one of the best halves pairings in the competition with Nathan Rose and James Smart.
So as we sit and wait here for the sides to come on, we probably could have started this a little bit later, but we thought the sides were running on as they're all lined up. We'll take us, as you can see from our coverage from our cameraman, we'll have a little interlude in a minute. But before we do go, Dave, mate, give us your selection and margin.
I've got to say, after what I saw in terms of the results from the Kangaroos the last couple of weeks, I have to say they've probably got the advantage in terms of attack. So I'm probably going to go to the Kangaroos. I'm hoping it'll be a relatively tight margin, probably within 12.
Okay, so the Kangaroos by 12, Dave says. Recapping on games from yesterday, the Temora Dragons got over the top of the Brothers Diggers after trailing 18 points to nil. 18 points to nil with 2.5 minutes to go, and steamrolled them 46-24. And the young Cherry Pickers had a convincing victory over the Tumut Blues, 40 points to 6. Most pundits would have picked those two, but pundits around the traps today wouldn't be as even of what's going to be happening here today. In the other game of the round, it sees Junee Diesels playing South City Ball at Junee, so that will be very much an even contest. So we'll put us on hold for a minute, David, and we'll wait for the teams to come on, and stay tuned for coverage on All In Sports. As you can say, you can watch all these games on allinsports.com.au, and we look forward to a fantastic game today under really fine skies at McDonalds Park here in Wagga. Stay tuned, we'll be back shortly. Yeah, so welcome back to McDonalds Park. We have the three officials in the middle of the paddock with Ben Whitby there being the officiator today, and the Kangaroos are coming on just in remembrance of Anzac Day, and there'll be a minute's silence followed by a minute's silence. You can see the Gundagai Tigers also lining up. Very interested today, David, after Luke BERKREY left us 2 years ago to go down to the south coast, and he's back in the fold for Gundagai.
To our fallen diggers, both past and present. for this Anzac round. If you are able, could you please stand for the ode of remembrance? They shall not grow old, as we the left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them, lest we forget.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
So we're back again, ladies and gentlemen. We just observed a minute's silence for the notorious day in Australian footballing. It's been bigger and ever than on the calendar, with it being recognised through the AFL and the National Rugby League, and carries on down to Group 9, which is fantastic to see our comrades. But that's not what we're here for now. It's round 3 of Group 9 Rugby League, and we look forward to getting us on today with Herring, giving it deep mate kick straight down, and it's found touch, and that's a great start for the Gundagai Tigers, with the ball finding touch, and a scrum and a feed to the Tigers, 10 metres out, 15 metres to left of the uprights.
Yeah, that was a fantastic kick, and you can tell he did it on purpose, trying to aim it out to that left-hand corner, and that was a nightmare for Charlie Barton to try and grab a hold of. It just bounced awkwardly, and now perfect attacking opportunity here for the Tigers.
So they come out through the right, finds Soronakadavu, who's tackled 5 metres short of the halfway line. Hamblin doing the dummy half duties today. He offloads to BERKREY, who drops his first touch back in Group 9 cold, and gives a relieving opportunity there for the Kangaroos to bring it out from their own line.
Absolutely, definitely not the way he wanted to start it, but he'll be trying to make up for that and expect some really solid defence here to try and keep the Kangaroos trapped in their own 20.
So the Kangaroos work it out. Expect big game again from James Hay. Hands it off to Foster, and Foster takes it 25 metres out from his own line. Little short offload pass there. Finds Stewart, and he takes it forward. A good bustling run, 10 metres short of the halfway line. James Hay does the only one we met hard and solid there at the top of the deck. Knocked down, didn't make any yards there. Good tackle there by Joel Field. Then a kick and chase, taken fingertip control. Centre fields it. James Smart follows up, tackles him 25 metres out from his own line.
So far, both sides really just doing what they need to do, grinding out, getting through their sets, and really just going to see who's going to make the first mistake, very much like that opening kick-off to get the best attacking position.
So the Tigers bring it up there, 5 metres short of the halfway line. Hay looks to the left, passes off to Skeers, a new person I've seen from Group 9 this year. Come down the blind hand side, little short pass there, taken, bundled up by the good swarming Kangaroo defence. Nathan Rose there doing the job with Jolliffe. Parcel on the back line. Derek Hay, 2 Hay brothers here today. The high towering kick, good, well taken there on the chest, brings it out 15 metres from his own line. Seeing what the Kangaroos now can do in bringing out from their own half, with the Tigers defence playing up.
Yeah, both sides, neither side giving an inch as they take a beautiful dart out of dummy half and getting some cheap metres up. So far, I've got to say, the battle of the forwards is looking really good so far, with the likes of Joel Field and Luke BERKREY taking on James Hay and Benny Pendleton.
So Foster hands off to Rose, takes the opposite number. Hamblin on, hits him into the Gundagai Tigers half. Smart, fair bit of pressure put on the kick, puts it up, taken well on the chest there. Blackwood field there. Well taken by Tyron GORMAN, who's pushed back 5, 8, 10 metres. And no surprises there. Ben Pemberton there was doing the pushing and the shoving there in Group 9. No holds barred here in Group 9 Rugby League as the Gundagai Tigers work it out from their own line.
And a great run there by James Morgan. Interesting to see him line up for the Tigers. I can't wait to see him get hopefully some early ball, because once you get him into open space, you are never going to catch him.
So offline, Royce TOUT, first decent touch. Travels down from Sydney to continue his allegiance with the Tigers. Heads off to BERKREY. TOUT and BERKREY, two former premiership players of the Gundagai Tigers side 2 years ago. And they'll perform a good partnership here this afternoon. Gorman kicks it high, far, taken by Dooley. Bit of a fumble, hits the post. Follow-up defence there, and dragged back with the assistance of Herring, who just him 1 metre short of the line. Good swarming defence there by the Tigers. They work it out through the right-hand side, through Massini, and he brings it out 8 metres from his own line.
Yeah, that was fantastic, their positioning by Jake Dooley especially. You could see when he took the ball, he made sure he kept his body side on, because if he did manage to go it, the ball would go backwards, and managing to drop himself down just before he got to the line. But so far, the defence from Gundagai looking fantastic, keeping them within their own 30.
It's all been one-way traffic here this afternoon. Most of the work's been done in the Kangaroos half, as they again try and work it out from their own line. 20 metres from the halfway line. Goes across the line. Smart, early kick through. Gets it in, finds terra firma. Bouncing football's always dangerous. Taken back on the line there by Makeham, and he puts it tackled right on the halfway line on the first tackle, and good field position again for the Kangaroo for the Tigers.
Yeah, you couldn't get a better start to your set of 6. So far, they're winning the territory battle over the Roos at the moment as they play it on the 40-metre mark. And Lukey BERKREY takes it up. It's good to see him back in Group 9.
Yeah, had a little bit of a stint in the South Coast. Had one season over there, but found his way back to Tigers territory. So, Hay offloads Herring. Had a talk with Herring on the All In Sports Show a couple of weeks ago. A great young player, got good sense and loves his football. A bumping run by Joel Field, takes it 20 metres out. Got to convert to points here. Hay goes the cross-talk kick. Looking for Morgan, and he's tackled up. Morgan playing on the wing, a position unaccustomed for him. I thought he'd be playing in the centres today, but the Gundagai Tigers find him on the wing. But good defence there by the Kangaroos.
Fantastic, Ed. You can see that was a brilliant kick, and Morgan doing what he does best, coming through to take the catch. But a tip of the hat to the Kangaroos, especially Rosie and Zeke Foster, managing to just get under him and stop him from putting the ball down, which is a miracle. I've seen him score that try 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, so after 7 minutes, there's no points all, as in 0-0, ducky, whichever way you like to see it. But nothing's been scored here in the first 7 minutes of Group 9. The match of the day here, where the Kangaroos are taking on the Tigers. Good raw defence there. Soronakadavu takes it up, gets a good tackle. Smart's busy as usual. Nothing unusual about that at all. Gorman plays the football, offloads, finds Morgan, who centres it, runs into the Kangaroos defence 12 metres from his own half. Tigers boys have taken a bit of time to get back behind the advantage line. And a good swarming defence there. JK there, push back. No metres gained there by the Tigers. They go to the left. Gorman again. Darts, weaves, does the old hop, skip and a jump, but that gets him nowhere. Hit there again by James Hay. Royce TOUT gets the motor going, goes from first to fifth gear in no amount of time, and he's taken 2 metres from the halfway line. Another chance for in the middle of the park here, whereby the Tigers have had the possession. Offload to BERKREY, finding wings, a little bit of an offload pass, finds Morgan on the wing, got a little bit of space, takes it back in the field of play, but well tackled by his opposite number there in Ned Cooper. Had no problems there. Hay goes high, looking for his wing, and what a fantastic take there. And that's a penalty. Taught him up high. and that's the first penalty for the afternoon
Regional back,
as Charles Barton was taken in the air.
Yeah, Charlie Barton had ice in his veins because he had Soronakadavu literally breathing down his neck, and now the Kangaroos have found it so hard to try and get out of their first half because this Tigers defence has been fantastic. So they'll tip the ball just on the 30-metre mark, and it gives them probably their best chance of attacking they've had so far in the game.
So 20 minutes from the halfway line, no points scored here this afternoon. 9 minutes gone. Well, he only goes in one way, the old big front rower. It's one season to the next for Leo James, and he takes it hard and straight up. Hands that off to Jolliffe, and he's taken by 3 players. Offload, a little bit of a flick pass, finds Rose, cut out pass there, and it finds Cooper down the left-hand touchline, but well tackled there by JK. 2 metres from the touchline. Bit of expansion shown by the Ruse. Rose hands off to Ken Hay, who centres it right in the middle of the park. First real good opportunity here for the Roos as they're in their opposing position after taking some pressure. Massini there dances, weaves, and wrestled down 25 out from the goal line. 10 metres in from the far side of Chutz. Smart comes across the line, but muscles up there, and waiting to see what's happened. Rose is doing the orchestrating there. Jolliffe taking the tackle. Rose will get the football. Which way we do go? A little bit of a chip kick. Looking for his partner. Foot's under Morgan. Knocked back. Played on. And he's around the outside. And Izzy Tabor. Great swarming defence there. And that was Skeers. Sorry, that was Noah Killen there. Taken into touch. And a really good defensive set and a good play here this afternoon. With a 20-metre tap kick to start us off in a 7 tackle.
Yeah, 7 tackles set here as Luke BERKREY takes it up. But it was interesting. It was when the Kangaroos seem to be losing the battle in the centre with the Kangaroos forwards doing. And it looks like he's claiming there was a bit of a hand in there, but the ref has decided that's not the way he sees it. So a very crucial mistake there from Luke BERKREY, and the Kangaroos get the set on the 30-metre line. Best chance yet.
So the ball just bobbled out there. Luke had a little bit of a discussion with the referee and all associated parties around the football, but he said, bad luck, sir. You better have a scrum and a feed. Nathan Rose will do the duties. 30 metres out, and as David said, big chance here and an opportunity for the Kangaroos to put some points on after absorbing after 12 minutes when no points scored in this Group 9 round of the day between the Tigers and the Kangaroos.
Yeah, they're starting to look very dangerous, the Kangaroos, when they start spreading it out to that right-hand side.
And Massini was taken down. Bit of a show of a knock-on, but no, the referee had nothing of it. And this is the first time they've been in the side danger 20 zone. 12 metres out from the line. Kangaroos, 4 more tackles. Set wide here on the left-hand side. Smart puts it back inside to Hay. Muscles off 1. Excellent metres gained by Hay, who puts them 5 metres out. They've fanned out here to the left-hand side. And they go through Smart again. Rose, cut out pass there to Dooley, who drops it cold. And a good tackle there by the Tigers. Forces it up. And it's no points scored after 12 minutes here at McDonalds Park.
Yeah, really defence taking to the forefront here with the Gundagai Tigers really pushing up and in and trying to cut off the amount of time the Kangaroos boys have to go. And you can see Jake Dooley just taking his eyes off the ball just for a second to find out where the defence was. They were right up in his face and managed to drop the ball. So far, the defence from both sides has been incredibly impressive.
So, Hay feeds the scrum. Works at the left-hand side. And the big swarming defence there of the Kangaroos. Went forward 5 yards, went back 7 as the Tigers work it out from their own line again. And met by 3 of the forwards there again. No yards made here in Group 9 Rugby League between the packs. And they show them how it's done. Tout, he just muscles up, stands tall, and he'll say, boys, follow me, you Tiger boys. You little pups, and get behind me and we'll get you going. And a bustling 15-metre run up the middle of the park. They come on the left-hand side here. Manning up there. Well tackled. Good yards gained here by the Tigers to get him in the opposing half there. A great run there by Joel Field.
So far, making a lot of good runs up there as we get up to the 5th tackle. Let's see where they manage to kick this. They seem to be targeting this left-hand side.
So, hey, take it on the chest, works it out. Runs into to Will Herring. Herring, I should say, not Herring. And they work it out again, the Kangaroos. A great game of chess here this afternoon. And we've had 14 minutes gone in this Group 9 fixture. No points scored here in this good game of football as Soronakadavu gets it, works it hard, offloads there and bustles up, runs into Hay, who takes him down. Well assisted there by Skeers. They go to the left and he knocks down there. That's Jolliffe, the Hayden Jolliffe variety, just short of the halfway line and doesn't. Oh, and he said he had the hand of the football there. BERKREY, he said, sir, it wasn't me, my friend, but Mr. Whitby thought it was. So a tackle right at the end of the 6th there as Rose finds touch, 10 metres in the half, the attacking half of the Tigers.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate penalty literally on the 5th tackle there, now giving the Kangaroos their best chance yet. So far, up through the centre is not where the Kangaroos need to be going. I think they're finding a lot more luck when they're starting to spread the ball early out into the wings and using Rosie's strength and speed in the halves.
So Smart tries to get around Jack Schubert there, but he was good enough for the task. Go down the blind side. Dancing, bouncing. But 18 metres out from the line. No points scored here. Quarter of an hour gone. Smart, Hay. But he only goes one way, straight in the middle of the park. Allows the Kangaroos options left and right. Rose on the left. Go the Smart way on the right. Takes it there. Finds Massini. Grubs, kicks through. But Gorman, good enough to tie it up. And that'll be a goal line dropout and a repeat set of 6 for Kangaroos.
And that was a beautiful little kick then from Jake Massini. It was beautifully deft and it manages to bump up just enough that the Tigers boys had to throw it over the back. So another repeat set of 6 as the Kangaroos continue to pile on the pressure.
So 16 minutes gone, no points scored here at Group 9 on the park.
Yellow D80.
And the game's living up to expectations. Rose takes it 10 metres in the half, hands it straight off to Hay. Toot, runs he goes, and he avoids BERKREY, picks out a number, and he's tackled 25 metres out again. Jolliffe puts it out to the left-hand side. Had Killeen there on the left, helping him out. Bowie Foster, good player from the Kangaroos. Rose finds Smart, goes off the right, but nearly gets the swarming defence across. No points scored. Quick play the ball. Foster puts it to Rose, looking for the try. And that is an unbelievable kick there by Nathan Rose. Gets it through and they'll have their first point score in the corner.
Yeah, you can see Rosie, and that's why he's one of the best halves in the league. You could see that they were the defence for the Gundagai Tigers had come in just a little bit, and then Charlie Barton out that right-hand side was wide open, and the kick was pinpoint accuracy. Jumped up nicely there for Charlie Barton, and that's an easier try as he's going to get out in that right-hand corner. And you can definitely see so far it's been an incredible battle, especially in the forwards, but the Gundagai Tigers have been getting the ascendancy. But when the Kangaroos really start to push it out to those wings where they start to utilise Charlie Barton and Ned Cooper, they're really starting to make a lot of inroads as we saw in that try.
Sponsored today by Darling Irrigation.
So after 18 minutes, it's 4-0, and we have this try scorer Barton taking the kick from the touchline.
The 2024 first grade try scorer auction winner is Jake O'Reilly.
So 28 metres out, right on the touchline, and the Kangaroos lead 4-0 after 18 minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, just have a look at the linesman there, and if they don't move too far, there's a big chance of this being converted. But he's got an easy kick to start his day.
And it really was a reward for effort on that one too. It was basically just sustained pressure, And after so many attacking sets on the Gundagai Tigers line, they just couldn't keep them out.
Martin lines up, looking into the sun. Can hear a pin drop here around McDonald's Park, and the footballs falls off the tee. Just an analogy there, a bit of golf, as we've been watching a bit of live golf, Dave, as the ball falls off the tee.
Yeah, I've been heard this. The scenes down in Adelaide have been quite festive, to say the least, for a golf tournament.
No other way to have it. Anyway, Barton's got it all teed up again. Not like the old sandpit days I used to. Whippy waves Tyron, and he sculls it. And a pretty ordinary kick, and after all that, it's 4 points to nil after 19 minutes here at McDonald's Park, with the Kangaroos probably not having the best part of the field possession, have scored the first one this afternoon, and we look forward to the start off again by JK, who'll get us kicked off for this next stanza of play after 19 minutes. Towering kick, but unfortunately the judgment wasn't quite there like the first time, and that's a careless turnover after having points scored against you. A penalty in the middle of the field, and 4 points to nil after 20 minutes here at McDonald's Park.
Yeah, and these errors are really starting to pile up here for the Gundagai Tigers, and at the moment it's not so bad, but all these extra efforts they're going to have to do in defence are really going to affect them in the second half.
Yeah, so Rose finds touch, gains 18 metres from the kick from the middle of the field. Massini takes the tap, hands off to Smart, straight to Hay again. He goes forward. Good match up between him and Luke BERKREY this afternoon. As the Kangaroos roll on forward, 20 metres out, centre field, they come out to the left. Jolliffe, short pass, taken low there by Hamblin, and he's knocked down there. 18 out, Foster, line ball pass there, but he's taken 10 metres from the touchline. Excellent opportunity here for the for the Kangaroos as Rose didn't have any momentum, took the tackle. Fifth and final tackle, Whitby says. They go to the right, find Smart, who goes aerial. And that's a Massini who flies high across the top of the pack and takes the first 4-pointer, Jacob Massini, and it's in no time whatsoever, 8 points to nil after 21 minutes.
Yeah, that was a beautiful kick high, and you can see he was purposely targeting Jake Massini on that right hand, and they're really finding some openings on that right-hand wing there for the Gundagai Tigers. And poor Tarron MAKEHAM, he just got caught a little bit flat-footed, started to come up to try and take it up, but Jake Massini was absolutely flying. Bobbled the ball a little bit, but managed to draw it back in to score about 5 metres to the right-hand side of the post. And you've got to say, Charlie Barton's going to be happy about taking a kick that's not on the sideline.
Jake, sponsored by Pentac Windows and Doors. Thanks for your ongoing support. Still looking for the kick to cash for Regional Bank at half time. Yellow ticket.
So after 22 minutes, 18 minutes remain this first half, 8 points to nil. As we have Barton lining it up, about 7 metres in from the touchline to the right of the post. And as Dave said, it's a little bit easy kick by about 7 metres, but still will take some kicking. And good early point scoring. The Kangaroos have withheld the pressure early and have put 2 quick ones on them to lead 8-0 with the kick to come. Important in the game.
Yeah, you do get the impression of the way this game is. It's still very tight, even though Kangaroos have scored the last 2, but these 2 points could make all the difference.
And that's better contact, and the linesmen don't move. So here at McDonald's Park, after 23 minutes, it's the Kangaroos 10, leading the Gundagai Tigers 0. So Hay gets us underway again. A grobbering kick through. Offloads to Hay. Runs it out and met solidly there by the Tigers. And they run it out 12 metres, 22 metres out from their own line. Going back on the other side to Jolliffe, and he's tackled 30 metres. Sorry, that's Stewart, I should say. Stewart and Jolliffe looked a bit the same. Jolliffe this time, and he's tackled running forward 12 metres from the halfway line. Another little line ball passes. We stood there, and he's just short of the half. Good rolling defence, good rolling attack there. Smart takes the high kick, finds Gorman on the first bounce, fortuitous bounce, and he runs it back. He's met by Cooper, brought down. Morgan comes back in the middle of the field. Look for Morgan to get a bit more involved as these boys get tighter. And that's Soronakadavu tackled 20 metres from the halfway line. Good defence here by the Roos.
And after scoring a couple of tries, they've really started to got a bit of confidence, and they're really putting the pressure on the Tigers in defence here as BERKREY takes it up.
So Derek Hay, towering kick, finds Dooley, and he runs into Skeers, tackled 20 metres from the halfway line, centre field. Rose goes right, hands off to Foster there. Massini misses the first big hit by the forward, but runs into the shoulder. Taken on the halfway line. 14 minutes remaining, 26 minutes gone, 10 points to nil here at McDonalds Park.
You can see Foster there trying to be a bit sneaky and trying to get the penalty because he thought the markers were a little bit offside, but ref not seeing it that way.
So Smart goes high, and a big high. And they're taken a bit of a wishful pass, and the Tigers are there to clean it up, and a very lucky tackle to be made there, otherwise extra metres would have been gained.
Yeah, so far they're really taking advantage of the height that Massini and Barton are able to get in the jump, and Paul Makeham and Hay just on that right-hand side are really having a lot of trouble with it, but nicely cleaned up there by Tyron GORMAN.
They're bringing out JK there, tackled 10 metres from the halfway line. Skeers only knows one way to travel. Hamblin hands off to Royce TOUT. Runs into Harry Stewart there. Offloads. Finds Herring. Takes the dummy. And great run there. Sold. And has he lost the football? Double knock on there. And it'll be a feed for the Kangaroos. 20 metres out from their own line.
And that was really great technique there out in that right-hand side to put the tackle on Herring, because he was absolutely flying. What he did was, instead of trying to attack the ball, which they know would cause a penalty, he actually grabbed the arms. And if you pull the arms back, as soon as he hits the ground, higher chance of the ball coming loose, which they did there. So beautiful tackling there from the Roos.
27 minutes gone, 10 points to nil in favour of the Kangaroos. Neil Smith and David Juice here for All In Sports. Foster doing the dummy halves duties. Massini on this side of the paddock. Taken, wrapped up by BERKREY. Assisted there by Charles Barton. And we've got Lachlan Jolliffe on the paddock now, the 16. Runs it up hard. And there's nothing about what James Hayes going to do. Same script, different day. Rose. Good finder. 5 metres inside. Wrapped up by Gorman. Bit of a head clash there. I could hear the thump in commentary box.
Yeah, it looks like Zeke Foster, unfortunately, having a head clash there with Tyron Gorman. Gorman really getting down low to try and brace to make sure he didn't get over the sideline. Unfortunately, just clashed heads, so we'll just take a little break here while they sort themselves out. But so far, that was a beautiful kick there from Rosie. Managed to kick it low and made just on the sideline and picked a ton of pressure on the Gundagai Tigers. And it looks like Zeke Foster is up and about, just taking a couple of breathfuls of air and some water. And we'll just keep an eye on Tyron Gorman here. He's just getting seen to by the trainers.
With this small breaking play here, these days don't happen without our corporate sponsors. Supermix, MacArthur Real Estate, Ingenia Holidays, the Big Four, Pickle Solar and Electrical, Superior Crane Hire, and our major sponsors, Sportsman's Hotel and the Wagga RSL Club. Thank you for your commitment with the Kangaroos for 2024.
So 12 minutes remain in the first half. It's 10 points to nil in favour of the Kangaroos. As the boys have a bit of a breather here.
And that break and pray really giving the Kangaroos a time to set up their line. It'd be interesting for the Gundagai Tigers to try a couple of little different things as they try to come off their own line. Maybe throw the ball 2 or 3 passes wide and probably take some of the edge forwards out of the equation. And just giving you a quick update on the other scores, just while we wait for the trainers to finish up there with Tyron Gorman. In the other game so far over Junee, the Junee Diesels are currently tied with the South City Bulls 6-all.
So Gorman with a bit of extra head tape around his head will play the football. 12 metres out from his own line as we get going here. 12 minutes remaining. 10 points to nil in favour of the Kangaroos. Morgan's there, trying to milk a penalty. Tout there. 28 metres out from his own line. Come out to the right. And a big bustling run. Taken 11 metres from the halfway line. As the Tigers are trying to get a bit of a roll on here. So a good kick there. Ball finds the ground, but unfortunately bounces the wrong way. So it'll be a 20-metre tap.
And so far, yeah, luck really not on the side of the Tigers at the moment. They were hoping for a bounce. He split the defence there quite beautifully in getting the ball in between Dooley and Barton, but it just didn't get the bounce they wanted.
So the Roos line up. Hamblin meets him. Assisted by Skeers. And Big Naduki's on the paddock, the number 17, making his first start for the afternoon. Foster. You can just see the impetus of the forwards taking control here, getting easy metres past that advantage line. Bowie Foster runs into Jake Hay, tackle just inside the Gundagai Tiger. Smart goes off that right foot again, but he's met with the Tigers defence good enough to read that. And he's 8 metres in his own half. Harry Stewart there, quick play the ball, turns off to Rose. He goes aerial. Morgan's there, waited back, beats one. And good turns off defence into offence and gets them 20 metres. And there's a penalty.
And that's really why the Gundagai Tigers tried so hard to get James Morgan, because that's what he can do. He's using his speed and strength there to duck in between two defenders. Just a bit too strong, tried to get up quickly and managed to draw the penalty. So beautiful attacking opportunity here for the Gundagai Tigers.
Hey. Hands off to Skeers. Centres it in the Kangaroos half by 5 metres. Out to the left, through Hay, Tout, finds Hearing, and he passes it to the touch judge, and actually passes to the ball boy, and a turnover on the second tackle, which is a bit of a coach killer for him, and turns it over 10 metres from the halfway line.
And so far, yeah, mistakes from the Gundagai Tigers are just absolutely killing all momentum. And that's really just a sign of a team that's newly been put together. They still yet to figure out their combinations. But fingers crossed, I think Will Herring will learn from that one and get a lot better as the game wears on.
Naduki, Eki thump, and he gets the legs a pump, and he gets met hard. Good roll on there. Hands off to Dooley. Graham doing the dummy half duties there. Foster taken 28 metres in front of the post. Comes left, finds Rose. Hands off to Clean. 21 metres. And there's a little knock on from dummy half by Zachary Graham there. So tit for tat as we get towards the end of the first half. 32 minutes gone here. Kangaroos 10. Tigers 0, and a scrum and a feed to the Tigers.
As you can slowly see, fatigue starting to come into as we get with only 8 minutes remaining in this first half. I think so far it's going to be interesting. I think it's looking like it's going to be a very open game of football in the second half as we start to see a lot of these middle forwards start to tire. Wow, raking in the scrum. I haven't seen that for quite a while. Next thing you know, you're telling me they'll start pushing.
Well, Mr. Hayes having trouble getting them in there. Oh, big tackle. You could hear the Kangaroos supporters say groan with him. Barton there in the middle of the paddock there, helping out with his, and he's got down at BERKREY, caught a little bit on the back foot, but he's up. Referee Whippy's found him in front of him, and inside the 10 metres. And a big hold on. And we have a intruder on the ground.
And it looks like a young Kangaroos fan decided he wanted to get into first grade a little bit early, but Mum's decided, no, you don't, and she's taken him to the sin bin.
Nothing like trying them early. Get them up there for the Kangaroos.
Not the kind of intruder we usually see in the pitch.
All good. 30 metres out. That's stop in play. Oh. And that's interesting, because I didn't think he got his hands to it. Hit him straight in the feet, but referee Whippy saw it differently. And second tackle in another turnover. That's 3 in the last 3 minutes. 2 from the Tigers, 1 from the Kangaroos.
Yeah, so it's really killing the momentum from both sides. And the Gundagai Tigers, especially with the 10-0 lead for the Kangaroos, they needed a really good set of 6 here, or at least a repeat set to try and put more pressure on these Kangaroos boys. It looks like the Kangaroos are really forming a deep line out on this left-hand side. Try and take advantage between Rosie and Cooper.
So scrum and the feed win to the Kangaroos. Work it out with 5.5 minutes remaining. 10 points to 0 in favour of the Kangaroos. As Cooper Cooper there, dancing, ducking, weaving. Big Naduki fires up. Met 2 metres from the halfway line. Great game of football here. Foster taking the pass first off as Graham's doing the duties there for doing the dummy half roll. There's Smart, goes high. Taking on the, finds Morgan, trying to give him some room, but well met there by Nick Cooper, his opposing number, and he's tackled. And runs into the gap. Great little run there. Pushed towards the sideline by Soronakadavu. Skeers centres it. 10 metres out. Very much a defensive game. Hamblin ducks out of dummy half. Gets it across the line. Halfway line. Still going. Making 5 and 7 metres into the attacking zone. Tout offloads there, straight into the hands of Joel Field. Herring, little chip kick through the corner, just a whisker too deep, and it finds touch 2 metres from the goal line post, but it'll be a scrum and it'll be a turnover with the Kangaroos playing the ball 10 metres from their own line, and with 3.5 minutes remaining, 10 points in favour of the Kangaroos.
Yeah, they really need to fix their sixth tackle options there for Will Herring, because they really needed to put a kick and get it as close to that goal line as they can to try and force the dropout, or at least try and get a second set of 6, because let the Kangaroos off easy on that one. It looks like the Kangaroos are going with a little bit of speed in the ruck now. Ever since Zach Graham came on, he's doing a 1-2 punch with Bowie Foster and getting some more speed in the ruck, trying to tire out these middle forwards for Gundagai.
Joel takes it up there. Turnover.
That was a great tackle there by Joel Field. Managed to just get up and under the ribs and managed to force the ball loose. The defence really has been fantastic from both sides, hasn't it?
Yep, good. Especially the Kangaroos not conceding to try in the first half. As of 2.5 minutes. 10-0 here in favour of the Kangaroos as Hay hands off to Gorman. Got the headgear on after his little incident there earlier. Good flat pass there to ELPHICK. Jared down the blind side. Gorman offloads to Skeers, but a wrapping around tackle there by Zach Foster down the bottom's blind side. Morgan there trying to create something out of nothing. Big expensive first pass as they go wide and left. Lets the ball do the talking. Centres it. BERKREY comes back in and he turns the football over. And a chance there, an opportunity there as Graham runs away. Foster gets on the next of the pass. You can see him having a bit of a roll on, I should say. And Foster tackled on the halfway line. 1.5 minutes remaining. 10 points to 0 in favour of the Kangaroos. Smart stands up, tries to go on the outside of BERKREY, but well covered out by the outside defence from the Tigers. Naduki bumps, runs 22 metres. Graham comes out to the left, finds Rose, goes off the left foot, centering kick and a dangerous kick. And there is Smart. Takes it on the first bounce on the charge and scores points and makes it 14 points to 0 with 40 seconds remaining in the first half.
And Rosie just showing his skill and experience there, because you could see he was, when he took the ball, he faced the ball up as if he was going to kick out to that left-hand side, managed to kick it on the inside of the foot, and James Smart knew exactly what he was doing, manages to wrong foot Tyron GORMAN, and Smart takes up the ball and places it right underneath the posts.
Yeah, sweet and sour sauce there from the Kangaroos. The sweet was the Rosie, and the sour was the Smart coming straight through the middle there, GCA. Underneath the black dot, great football, great combinations.
And that's the sort of combination you get with experience as well, because they've played with each other so much, and they're such smart. Footy IQs are through the roof. Smarty knew exactly what Rosie was going to do on that one, and it was absolutely a beautifully constructed try as the Kangaroos go into the break currently 14-0.
Yeah, and the ability of Nathan Rose, like be able to kick off the right and the left foot. You know, that was a left foot kick then over chip and chase. And I'd like to have me $10 on heads coming up here, because I think Mr. Barton will convert this to make it a pretty comfortable 16 points to nil here to the Gundagai Tigers.
I know, it's almost an embarrassment of riches on how good Rosie is with both feet, but it's not just that he can kick with both feet, he can kick with any part of the foot. And
no mistakes made. So half-time here at McDonald's Park. It's Kangaroos 16 leading the Gundagai Tigers 0 as we on All In Sports and have a half-time break, and see you back here shortly. So welcome back here to McDonald's Park for the round 3 match of the day between the Kangaroos and the Gundagai Tigers. The Kangaroos have had a very dominating first half, 16 points to nil, and all to do here for the Tigers, which you think, David, they would need to be the next scorers.
Absolutely, and for the Tigers to get in, they've really just got to get these mistakes out of their game, because it's mistakes that are really killing them. The Kangaroos just playing some really smart football, and that's a beautiful take there by Hay.
So the opposite numbers take control, sparking off. Hay taking the kick and returning it back.
So far, the game tonight, Tigers really taking Skeers getting a power of workload done. Trying to, appealing for the penalty there, but the referee decided not to give it as Luke BERKREY takes a beautiful run up through the centre.
So BERKREY takes it 2 metres from his own line, from the halfway line. Hands off to Hay, centres it. And a good bumping run there made by the Tigers, putting into the half after 5 tackles. A good searching kick's required now. Hands it to Gorman, goes high, but taken easily on the chest there by Ned Cooper. No problems there whatsoever.
And that was a beautiful kick. That's a lot better kicking. That's the sort of thing they need in this second half to really get their chases through and put these pressure on Barton and Cooper especially.
So time now for the Kangaroos to get them rolling on and rolling out. Big Naduki hits it on the left-hand tit and makes a bang run, getting 3 players down, a metre short of the halfway line.
He's like a Mack truck, is he? Once he gets started, he is so hard to stop.
Hayden Jolliffe there into the opposition Graham. Finds Rose. Goes aerial again. Well taken there by Morgan. Taking a while to adjust Lee Morgan in these colours, Dave, instead of the City Ball colours.
It is very strange. It was a surprise when I saw him sign with the Gundagai Tigers because he did so well, especially at the back end of last season with the Bulls. But he's continued that form onto this season, and you can see the Kangaroos trying to take advantage of the sun in his eyes, but it ain't going to fool him.
And a great little run there by Makeham there. He finds it, offloads out there to Luke BERKREY. You watch for Luke BERKREY and Royce TOUT in this second half to lead from the front. And talking of 2, TOUT goes toot and takes it across the halfway line. Here we come, the Tigers, they say, in Group 9. Waku down that left-hand touch, and they found a little forward pass.
It was definitely a great idea there. They started taking advantage of the short side. It looks like they're calling out someone here.
And Luke BERKREY's been called across for a little bit of yap. Brought Derek Hay across into the middle. And official Whippy there laying down the law, saying, eyes in control of this game, boys.
And they've really got to start getting... Again, this is what I was talking about in the first half. They were playing some fantastic football, but just killing themselves with silly mistakes. And you definitely don't want to get the ref on your bad side by saying things you don't necessarily have to.
So Foster, 10 metres short of the halfway line. Massini off the right, off the left. He's going to take him on. Beats one. Gets the ball on the ground and fell on there by the Tigers. A bit of a... Massini would have probably looked at his options next time round.
Massini just too quick for his own good because he was so fast his other players just couldn't keep up. Managed his wrong foot, Tyron GORMAN, but thankfully when the ball was thrown inside, who's there to clean it up but none of Trent SKEERS. He is having a fantastic game.
Gorman brought himself up a little bit closer into the playing that sort of fringe player at this point in time.
Yeah, he's almost playing as a substitute 5'8". He's getting the ball first and acting more in transition. It seems to be doing wonders for the Tigers' attack.
So ELPHICK there, bundled up by the Roos defence. To the right, Gorman again, touching the football, trying to get some momentum. But it's rolled into touch, the bounce of the old footy. Takes a right angle kick, and there'd be a tap 10 metres, play the ball 10 metres out from their own line with good field position held here by the Tigers.
Yeah, you can see at half-time they obviously weren't happy with their fifth tackle options, the Tigers. So Derek Hay looks like he's drafted Tyron GORMAN to come in at first receiver because his kicking game has been a lot better at the beginning of the second half.
Naduki runs straight into field. The two big men going hard at it in this second half. And we've had 6 minutes gone in the second half. No change from the half-time score. 16 points to 0 in favour of the Kangaroos. Graham darts out of dummy half. Tackle by ELPHICK. Jared Variety. Fifth and final tackle. Rose decides to run the football. Finds a big gap there. And he's away down that left-hand edge. And does he take him on? And throws the no-look pass. And that's a turnover.
That was a beautiful piece of play on that right-hand line there. You can see they took advantage of a bit of strength, managed to get forward, but just couldn't secure the pass on the inside. I think they were a bit lucky. I thought I saw at least one forward pass on there, but Touchy said it was otherwise as the Gundagai Tigers come off their own line.
So Gorman man's up, followed by BERKREY. That angling run, which is synonymous with how he runs the football. But he's only met there by 3 of them, including Naduki. Inside ball to field. 22 metres out, 16-0, 7 minutes gone in the second half. Herring. He's starting to look a lot more busier in this second half. ELPHICK comes up, runs into Foster, brought down, aided by Derek Hay. Hits a towering kick and caught on the full there by Cooper. Comes back in, tries to get around Jake Hay, but it doesn't succeed, and Jake holds on to him, brings him down 30 metres from his own line.
Yeah, I mean, we knew the battle of the forwards was going to be fantastic so for this game, but I got to say the battle between Ned Cooper and James Morgan is starting to be and looks like they've managed to get a mistake there. The Kangaroos knock it on just in the dummy half, and this is the perfect attacking opportunity for the Tigers.
Roos has still got a canteen operation downstairs.
You can see both sides now, hands on hips. She's nice and tropical up here at McDonald's Park. 16 points to 0, 9 minutes gone in the second half in favour of the Kangaroos. 3 unanswered tries, 2 conversions from 3.
And so far the Tigers have changed up the way they've been attacking. They've really been focusing on the edges in their attack, and bringing Tyron GORMAN into there, they're really starting to make some metres.
Morgan there taking the first one out. Gorman again. Great little pass there, but well fingertip control by the winger there. The outline here to the left. ELPHICK, hard, 13 metres. 10 metres to the right of the uprights. Hay saw a little gap, but it was closed down. Naduki down low. Another dud out of Hamblin, goes from the dummy half, but he's tackled. Held up.
Smart run there. He got his head down and pushed towards the line, but good tackle there by Naduki. Managed to get under him as to hold him up.
So Hamlin will play it 10 metres out. Hay, Herring.
And the ball bobbling around there. He managed to get a kick on there, but unfortunately knocked on there by Jolliffe. And looks like the Gundagai Tigers starting to really pile the pressure on here. And they'll get another set of 6. The way it's going, you'd have to think, as soon as the Tigers get 1 try, they'll get a bit of confidence and they'll be able to start scoring a couple, you'd think.
So scrum feed, 10 metres out. Best opportunity for the Tigers for some time. Herring doing the duties at the scrum feed. They go to the right. Finds Gorman there, first pass out. ELPHICK centres it, giving him both options, right and left. Come out to the left. Bit of a dummy there, but just didn't quite get through that gap. BERKREY, Hay, Gorman, offloads, tackle. Good defence here by the Kangaroos. 29 minutes gone, 16-0. Go to the right. Wide pass there, and it's all of a sudden a double set of 6. Way to possession, and that sees the first try scored by James Morgan, and that makes it 16 points to 4.
And it really was just concerted pressure, just continually hitting it up and putting that pressure on the Kangaroos' defence. And it really has been Tyron GORMAN that's made all the difference in their attack in the second half, as they started to use him more as a first or second receiver, and it's really ignited their attack. And it was a beautiful cutout ball there on that right-hand side, right on the chest of James Morgan, and James had just strolled over and scoring one of many, many tries he scored over the seasons. And this gets the Gundagai Tigers back into it, exactly what they needed.
So 12 minutes gone in the second half. 16 points to 4. Herring to take the conversion.
And that's exactly what the Tigers needed there, because they were doing so well in the first half in terms of their attack, but it was their fourth and fifth tackle options that were really letting them down. But so far they've managed to get their mistakes out of their play, and they're using some really smart ball playing by Tyron GORMAN. And more importantly, utilising James Morgan, because he's a weapon out in that right-hand touch.
So 8 metres in from touch. Herring having his first kick of the day. I can see fitness coming into play in the pre-season will come out, because it's fairly tropical here at Wagga this afternoon.
You wouldn't think it was autumn, would you?
She's warm. Makes no mistake. So we have a game of football here at McDonald's Park. 27 minutes remaining in the second half. It's the Roos 16. Lead the Gundagai Tigers 6. All hands on deck here at McDonald's Park for the next 8 minutes to 10 minutes. So Smart gets us underway. Goes high into that corner, taken by the other Hay, who hands off to ELPHICK. And he runs into Foster there, who pushes him back. Ably assisted by Rose. Field. Big unit he is. Tackled 20 metres straight in the middle of the park. Good tackle there by the Roos, holding him on his back. Delaying that play, the ball. BERKREY met by 3 of them. The 3, the 4, the 7. And he's called that lost football.
That's an interesting call. I think the argument could definitely be made, because the 14, Zach Graham for the Kangaroos, was holding on just a little bit too long, but BERKREY wanted to get up a bit too quickly, and we've got another mistake there for the Tigers.
Good swarming defence caused that, and Graham got the advantage. It was a 50-50 call, I thought, because it happened right in front of us.
It was very close, yeah.
Anyway, Smart. Let's continue on. Smart taking the opposition for them to bounce back. Rose Hands out to Foster. He's tackled. No yardage made. 30 metres. Hands off to Colleen. He goes forward. Met there by ELPHICK. Ably assisted by Hamblin. Jolliffe fronts him up. Runs into the big shoulder of Joel Field. Centre field, 20 metres out. Perfect spot. Smart in the right, gets the ball this time. Looks for the short ball. Stewart. And there's a penalty.
Looks like a penalty here for the Kangaroos, or what was a little bit of a late shot there in the Kangaroos, and looks like they'll continue to put the pressure on the Gundagai Tigers here. And you have to say the Gundagai will have to do anything they can to try and hold them out, because the Kangaroos are starting to really click and attack, and they're looking dangerous.
Graham hands off to Hay. Goes straight up the middle of the high. Look at the big front rower go. And he's just short. And he's knocked the ball on. And there's a no? Which way is he?
It's a knock on over the it looks like it's a knock on over the try line, so it looks like it'll be a 7 tackle set here for the Gundagai Tigers.
And James Hay, think who stole his lunch?
He was so excited to almost score a try. I mean, the big front rowers, they don't get too many of those.
And Gorman there was forced back. You can hear the crowd getting verbal now. Runs into Graham. This is starting to get a little bit physical here. 23 minutes remaining, 16-6 in favour of the... And that's a big hit there. Joel Field runs up, goes Ecky thump, four of them there. Taken 4 hours to get off him, but that doesn't matter. Hamblin, this is getting physical now, boys, ladies and gentlemen. Come out to the right. Hey, Gorman knocks the ball on, drops it cold, and all momentum lost.
And it really is some suffocating defence here. They're getting up off their line incredibly quickly during that set of six and really putting the pressure on the Tigers. And it was just a wayward pass there from Derek Hay. Tyron Gorman just in front of him, couldn't draw it back in. It looks like the Kangaroos will get the ball right on the halfway mark. And the trainer just seeing to Jimmy Hay there. I think he's a guy that gets through 80 minutes. He's probably one of the best forwards in the league, you'd have to say.
He's had a spell today. It's been noted, but no, he tries hard.
He's one of the few forwards in the league that can actually get through a genuine 80-minute game. Like, his motor is absolutely astounding.
Absolutely. So we've got start again, and Massini nearly gets through. Graham. Hands off to Zach Foster. Zeke Foster, I should say. Goes out to the left. Finds Colleen. He's tackled 23 metres from the goal line. Hay bounce up after that run. Runs into the shoulder of Tout. Rose goes left. Smart. Centres it back in the middle of the park. 12 metres from the halfway, 12 metres from the goal line. Fifth and final. Options right. Go to the right, Rose. Little left foot chip. Gets knocked on there by the Kangaroos, and be a tap goals start and a 7 tackle set for the Tigers. And after 18 minutes of the second half, it's 16 points to 6 in favour of the Kangaroos.
And that was a beautiful defensive pressure on this left-hand edge there from Makeham and Soronakadavu, because they really got up in the face of Rosie and the Kangaroos and didn't give them enough time to make decisions. And Massini just couldn't get a hold of the ball.
Skeers gets him over the halfway line. 3 good rolling tackles there. Tout goes straight up in the middle of the field trying to link up with Herring, but he's tackled. And there's a penalty Push down.
Targeting the legs. And it looks like there's a penalty referred because they had 2 in the upper of the tackle and they had the little guy go down and target the legs.
And Royce has come up a bit second hand after that. So we got KOTOILAKEBA coming on there, running hard and fast and forward. The number 16 for the Tigers. Hay. Inside pass from Herring. Round there to Soronakadavu. And he's tackled 12 out. Bit of combination happening there for the Gundagai Tigers.
Really nice second phase play here.
Straight off the middle of the park to KOTOILAKEBA. And is he over? Just short. A metre out. Back-to-back tries. 20 minutes got remaining in this game. And they run on the forward. Link up pass, and there's another try. The same script from the first one. And Morgan, as feel, are you lucky as you feel, goes untouched. And it's 16-10 with 20 minutes remaining.
I kind of feel like we've seen this replay before, haven't we? It was basically exactly the same play that got them their first try. Quick play, the ball, and obviously Will Hamblin throwing it out quickly to Tyron GORMAN. And obviously the Roos defence trying to come up in him to try and cut Gorman off, but he takes advantage of again. Another beautiful cut-out pass on that right-hand side to James Morgan, and he gets his second for the afternoon. The Tigers are back in this. And really, after making some mistakes of their own so far in this game, the Tigers taking advantage there of a penalty, getting a full set of 6, and they constructed that beautifully, really hitting it up with their forwards through the centre of the park, trying to bring the Kangaroos defence in and just opening up all sorts of openings on those touchlines.
So Herring taking the kick right from the touchline. He's gone far enough back, 29 metres out at the T intersection. And it's 16 points to 10 with 19 minutes remaining.
And what makes it even so much harder is, you know, you're looking almost directly into the sun, so trying to see the post is going to be very difficult.
So Herring lines up, makes good contact, just goes across the face. So 16 points to 10, a converted try unit. 18 minutes remaining in this Group 9 fixture of the day.
Over 18 minutes left in the second half.
Yeah, as we come into the last 18 minutes, I think this is when the little men from both sides are really going to have to step up and take advantage of these tiring middle forwards.
So Smart gets us underway. Hands it off to KOTOILAKEBA, and he's tackled. And a big run, 25 out from the goal line. ELPHICK. BERKREY's time. The forwards are all lining up. Royce TOUT knows one way to go. Tackled there by Jolliffe. Gorman darts at a first pass receiver. Herring.
That is a beautiful chase there by Soronakadavu. He just put the pressure on there, something astounding, as the Kangaroos try and take it up the blind-hand side, but Tigers are aware of it.
16 minutes remaining. 16 points to 10. Match of the round. Group 9, round 3. We've had crackerjack games all season. Massini helping him out in the middle of the park. Don't give him a yard of space. Smart. Hands off. And he's tackled sideways, just short of the halfway line by Keba. And Smart gets in there, hits a high kick, taken on the chest by Gorman. A little bit of a shuffle. Morgan just runs into runs into Graham, takes the tackle. 25 out. Hey.
We've seen a forward pass. And that is definitely not what they needed, especially with the Kangaroos now getting a full set of 6 on the 30-metre line. And the Kangaroos really starting to bring in their backs to take advantage of these tiring forwards. I mean, Jake Massini has been so far fantastic in the last 10 minutes.
So Smart feeds the scrum, goes out to the left rows, finds Foster there, 25 out, left of the uprights. Colleen. What are the Roos building up for here? Jolliffe centres it, runs to his, and he's a big man moving. And rolls over and gets the try, and the big man shrugged off one, gets through the first tackle and scores 5 minutes to the right of the uprights. 20 points to 10, 14 minutes remaining.
And there was nothing fancy about that one, was there? It was basically just Jolliffe wanted it more than they did. He was coming up against some tiring defence, just ran hard and straight. And I've got to say, Tyron Gorman did his best. He managed to keep him up off the try line for so long. But, yeah, Hayden Jolliffe just too big, too powerful, and scores just to the right-hand side of the posts.
Look, Hayden.
Charlie Button slowly lines his kick up at about a couple of metres to the right-hand side of the post. Easily his easiest kick of the night. And just while we wait for Charlie to kick this, a quick update from the Geneva South City game as we get into the middle of the second half. Juni Diesels trailed South City 12 points, South City 20.
So Barton moves in, make it 2 converted try gap. No mistake, and the flags go straight up. So it's 22 points to 10 with 13 minutes remaining in this match of the round. And
13 minutes left in the go.
as the cloud cover comes over at McDonalds Park, which the boys will like.
Sponsored by Zach Curie Welding and Fabrication Proprietary.
So Herring gets us underway. Hands off to Haight.
So important here for the Tigers to get a good defensive set of 6 in here. Try and keep them within their own 30, and that way at least it'll give them a better chance to attack. So they really need to rein in this 12-point lead. That won't do it. Gundagai Tigers are just trying to put way too much pressure on there and giving away a very silly penalty.
So Rose takes advantage of the penalty, and that's easy yardage here for the Roos. 40 metres out. They can smell blood, the Roos. One more try will nearly do the job for the afternoon. So Pembleton. Smart finds Massini on the inside. Oh, there. Obstruction.
Yeah.
Obstruction line there, you can just see that. And unfortunately, Jolliffe was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. And good decision.
You can see the look on his face. He knew exactly what had happened. Jake Massini's been doing that all day, but unfortunately just got a tiny bit of assistance here. And the Gundagai Tigers are breathing a sigh of relief because the Kangaroos were coming for them.
BERKREY charges up. 10 minutes remaining, 22-10 in favour of the Kangaroos. Tout, Gorman, Hay. Good link-up passes there. And they centre it 10 metres out, 10 metres in the touch of their own half. Hay finds Herring, offloads to Davu, and he drops the floor goal and turns it over. And the Kangaroos crowd go up as one.
It was a good idea there for Soronakadavu. He was trying to throw the pass out just to his left there to MAKEHAM, but unfortunately just mistimed it, threw it straight into the Kangaroos' defence.
So Hayden Jolliffe there. And there's a turnover.
Really, the forwards really started to tire out. It was just sloppy play the ball, and unfortunately he's just knocked it on. You'd have to think the Gundagai Tigers, if they're going to come back into this, have to score in the next couple of minutes.
Oh, bit of a loose pass. But Soronakadavu takes it nicely and works it out middle of the park. Hay hands off to KOTOILAKEBA. And he's tackled. Hay again. Bounces it through. Lost the football. And that was Benjy HANNAN there. Just couldn't keep his handle on it. Naduki fronts. Pass. Nine. 8 minutes remaining. 22-10 in favour of the Kangaroos. Out to the left. Works his way inside the halfway line. Graham. Hands off to Naduki. Wraps it under his wing. Takes three big bodies of the Tigers to take him down. Royce TOUT being one of those bodies. Smart. Finds Massini. Little flick pass. But just couldn't find the handle of Charles Barton there. So a turnover.
And it was just Soronakadavu who came across to try and take Massini a little bit early, but Massini just a bit too strong, and just if that wasn't for that flick pass, you have to see Barton would have been away.
So Joel Field there. We'll see a bit of expansion, I think, here from the Tigers. 7 minutes remaining. Gorman finds Skeer. BERKREY hands off to Tracy. He's taken again, finds but offloads to BERKREY again. Hay. Davu finds the outlet and takes him into touch.
That was really smart defence there by the Kangaroos. They tried the same play, but the pass paying off this time as Soronakadavu managed to pass to Wakeham, but they showed him just enough of the sideline that they could easily push him out. Great defence there from the Kangaroos.
Like the members draw, players very great.
So the Roos play the footy. High tackle there by BERKREY. It's not a day he would like to remember in the office. And the Dookie not real happy.
The boys starting to get a little bit frustrated, I say. I'd say Loogie BERKREY's not used to making this many mistakes in the game. I think the frustration's really starting to kick in. A careless high tackle now sees the Kangaroos have an easy passage down into the Gundagai half.
And the clock's now on the Kangaroo side as we've got 5 minutes, just north of 5 minutes left of this game, Group 9 game, 22 points to 10. After the Kangaroos led 16 points to 0 at the half-time break. So Naduki, guess who meets him? Mr. BERKREY. And they come a good offload pass there. And the second phase play is starting to work for the Roos. Get a run on Rose out of dummy half. Oh, he's wrapped around the top of the chops. And there's and now BERKREY's starting to run in here a bit. Settle down, boys. She's only 4 minutes left, 5 minutes left.
Yeah, Rosie using his strength and his stature, just got his head down a little bit. It was just a careless arm, nothing too much in it. But, yeah, the boys are starting to get a little bit testy now. You'd have to say they'd almost be tempted to try and take the 2 for goal here to take it out to 14, because that would be almost impossible to rein in at this point. Yep, and looks like they've decided to kill at least a little bit more time. It looks like they go for the 2 points to try and take out to a 14-point lead.
So Charles Barton walks his way across. 4 minutes, 55 seconds remaining in this Group 9 match of the round. And for All In Sports viewers, next week we head to Albury country, whereby the Kangaroos make the trip south to take on the Albury Thunder next Sunday afternoon. So put your calendars on for that and put the time slot. 2:35 next Sunday. The Kangaroos will be taking on the Albury Thunder at Glenville Park next Sunday afternoon, which is going to be our match of the day.
Yeah, Albury Thunder looking to continue their winning ways after they got their first win of the season last week against the South Sydney Bulls. And just a quick update from the other game in Group 9 today with the Juno Diesels taking on the South Sydney Bulls. South Sydney Bulls currently leading 20-16.
So the clock starts again. Barton, 5 metres to the left, the uprights, 28 metres out. Makes no doubt. And that, therefore, I think, as David rightly says, secures the 2 competition points with 3 minutes 40 seconds left in this Group 9 fixture. It's 24 points to 10 in favour of the Kangaroos.
Yeah, Kangaroos playing very disciplined football here, and it's definitely got them their noses in front of the scoreboard. I think similar to South Sydney, I think Gundagai have just got to work on their combinations. Once they come in, they'll be a very dangerous football side. Great tackle.
And that takes it to the left. Turnover. Hamblin gets back in and Rose comes in. Hello, Sailor.
A little bit of a high shot there from Rose on, looked like Hamblin, and There's not too much in this at the moment. Handbags are 20 paces. They push and shove each other. The ref will get this under control and we'll get the football going.
So, referee Ben Whitby calls both captains in. I think he'd be reminding them that the clock's got 2 minutes 55 left, and we can then go and have a beer or a squash. So the penalty goes in the favour of the Tigers, and Field takes it up for the first hit out, seeing if they can bounce back here and score a late one.
So far, most of their points coming on the right-hand side, so keep an eye out for the combination between Gorman and Morgan.
Royce TOUT there, runs them up, takes it within 4 metres of the line. Slow to play the ball again. Hamblin ducks out of dummy half. Held up. So cross to the left. Finds Hannan. He's wrestled to the ground. 2 minutes remaining. Hamblin looks left, goes to Tay. Inside pass to Herring. Hay. Gorman inside the field. Well met there by Hay.
It looks like losing track of the tackle count there as he takes the ball just in front of the posts.
So as the Kangaroos wind down the clock, 1 minute 20 left, 24-10. The 2 points safely in their grasp, and the valuable 2 points that it is as Naduki winds up the bowl, gets the old-sized 15 Niblicks running and runs into the attack. Massini done a power work in the middle of helping out his forwards all day. Been dangerous on that right-hand ruck, right-hand edge. Herring there, Herring's met. Graham goes to the left, Naduki again, puts it under his wing, and we're in the final minute. Jolliffe gets to Foster, goes on the outside, not tackled, he says, and he's away here, and they take him on the outside, and there's the final try for the afternoon, scored by Ned Cooper, we think. And Ned Cooper gets the 4-pointer. And that will wind down the clock. And it'll be at 28 points to 10 with a kick to come here in Group 9.
Number 12, Noah Colleen goes in for the Roos.
Number 12, that was Colleen, scoring in the corner on the left-hand side. Sorry about that, Ned. We've ripped you off one. And Colleen scores a try. And that's full time here at Group 9, 28 points to 10. With a kick to come.
And I've got to say, Naduki has got a hell of an offload. He's actually got some nice hands for a big fella, because that's what opened up the gap on the right-hand side, where he throw it off to Rosie. Rosie, too big, too fast, comes straight down that left-hand try line, and then brilliantly done by Colleen to back him up, and he gets the easiest try that he'll probably ever score. Great showing from the forwards this game. I mean, a lot of tries scored by the forwards. But so far, I've got to say, the Gundagai Tigers aren't that far off. I think once they start building up their combinations for some of these new guys, especially, I think Will Herring didn't have the kind of game he wanted to have, I'd say, but with a little bit more experience under his belt, he's going to be very good. And Tyron Gorman has gone to a next level in this game. But Kangaroos show the experienced side they are, incredibly dangerous in attack. And James Hay, as always, runs for about 1,000 metres.
So Barton takes the kick. And just... Will we get the 30 or not? Moves in. And the linesman wave away. So that's full time here in the Group 9 match of the round, round 3, where the Kangaroos have defended their hometown and won 28 points to 10. David Juice and Neil Smith signing off. We look forward to seeing you next week at Glenfield Park, where the Kangaroos take on the Albury Thunder. And cheers and have a safe trip home. Thanks, David.
We'll also have Players Awards for all